Why is it so loud, comfy? Hoot hoot, everybody! Hoot hoot! I'm Vilhelm Vanderbos, the noble owl of Globie Generation 2 Equinnox, and welcome to my art class. Hello, everybody. Hoot hoot, everybody. Hello, Miri. Hello, Citri. Hello, Snazzy. Hello, Liz. Hello, Got. Hello, Joy. Hello, Neko. Hello, Ahmad. And yeah, hello. Hoot hoot, Vil Sensei. Ooh, I'm a sensei. I'm a teacher. Is the music alright? I never know. I never know with these volumes. Hello, Azul. Welcome, Heartbear. Welcome. Welcome back, I should say. Hope all is well today. Ah, man, I've been prepping class today. Gosh. Think that I'm a teacher now. Goodness, goodness. Now, it's been a while in the making, I suppose. I've been wanting to do some kind of art tutorial, mainly because people ask me about things and I never really know how to respond. Because a lot of things I've learned and studied and everything like that is kind of more something I almost do apply subconsciously or a bit haphazardly myself. So whenever anyone asks to be taught, I started sneaking in a little bit of Q&A in my art stream so that you can ask for specifics and maybe I could see if I could teach you anything. But now I figured I would put in a little bit more work and actually bring up some theories, some things, and also some of my own, incorporate some of my own things in it. Seeing as it's like we're gonna be talking about anime shadings, like anime style rendering today. In the way that I do when I incorporate a little bit of realism, but it's more so like believability more so than actual full-on realism, you know? How's everyone doing today? How's your week going? How is your hump day going now that it's Wednesday and all? Ready to see the light. Thank you. That's good. That's good. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. But yes, hoot hoot, everybody. Welcome to this side of Stardew. Goodness, we rounded up Stardew last Monday, and yeah, I never thought kegs would make me emotional. I knew it would make me laugh and feel certain tendencies and impulses to wanna mess with with the audience. But it was nice. It was lovely. Sad I missed that. I didn't get to buy a free range keg. No. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Still, the VOD is fun. Definitely check out the finishing consequences we had in that episode. It's a pretty good season finale, I would say. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about light and shading, and I'm gonna have a little bit of theory involved, but not full on, as you could find it in more elaborate tutorials, more elaborate like books touching this. If you really want to dive deeper into light theory in imaginary situations, I have a book to recommend, which also itself has a lot of references and teach you about all kinds of lights and colors, which just happened to be the name of the book. I think it's a really good place. It's called Color and Light. Let's see, a guide for the realist painter. Yeah, Color and Light, a guide for the realist painter by James Gurney. Color and Light, a guide for the realist painter by James, I say Gurney. There you go. That is my recommendation for a good read about the topic in a way that will benefit painting and generally talks about the different kinds of lighting and the things that happen. We're not gonna dive as deep with this today, but we're just gonna talk about a couple of things, especially like how light will affect a surface, a landscape, and and how we can incorporate that into our own minds, our own made up kind of anime faces. Because let's face it, anime faces are pretty flat looking. It isn't until you start giving it a little bit of light and shade that it kind of pops and looks impressive. But yeah, well, I'll show you what I mean. Anything else before we get started? Let's see. Oh yeah, I saw a really chunky, big, bulky, beefy crow at the park today. And it got really close, so part of me believes that that it could be Crowley again. Because Crowley was strong, was a big strong crow. I was like, whoa, that's a big crow. Is that you, Crowley? And they're just looking at me. You gonna give me any more walnuts? It's like, yeah, sure. We'll see if they stick around or not. But goodness, it was a big strong crow. So I hope it is. Nice jet black feathers, everything about the behavior screamed Crowley, except for the fact that it wasn't harassing me for any more after. So maybe it was just dropping by, but either way, that was a very nice looking crow, very big, very pretty. So hope I see them again. Yeah. Other things happening that you can be excited about for this week. We can talk about it now and then later too. We have a Batsu Tetris happening tomorrow. Meaning that I will play Tetris against Umi Kyoku, and if I lose, I'll have to roll the the Batsu wheel, the punishment wheel, and you can bet your tail feathers that a certain tea is gonna make its comeback then too. And now that I have a heat pad, it's gonna be nice and warm and all fresh and everything ready to drink whenever. So yeah, that's gonna happen. We still have some tongue twisters and some one-liners from last time. I still have them, the little notes and pieces of paper in the jar that I pulled last time. So they're gonna make a comeback. And of course, the wild card that is Umi Kyoku herself might bring some stuff for me to say. So we'll see how the punishment wheel develops, and also I'm gonna have some obstacle wheels to kind of also even things out. I have not practiced any Tetris since last time I played with the event, so I am not completely fresh either. So that's I'm not completely practiced, so that might even things out a little bit more. On Friday, after that chaos, we have a members only stream for more jigsaw puzzles. We're going to be laying out some jigsaw puzzles for some art, either art that I've made, art that the community has made. I have a couple of ideas of some puzzles I would want to do, so yeah. I am essentially counting that I'll have to drink the tea tomorrow, but at least, you know, we have it ready. Bring it out for special occasions, you know, special occasions tea. And Saturday is later. It's a later stream. It'll be I've been invited back to Topple Pop to do another creators event stream with where we're gonna be doing exhibition matches. You know, it's like, you can call it competitive, but it's because the game is designed for a competitive market. But yeah, we're gonna be two groups. I'm gonna be part of one of the groups, and we'll see if I move on to the finals or not. But either way, I'll be streaming it. I'll be commenting, and we'll be, you know, I'll also be in call with the other creators and try to manage the kind of live mixing the volume so that I can also talk to you guys. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I like Topple Pop. It's you're a character with a bungee cord, and you have to match blocks and colors and everything. Like, it's usually a color chain combination that does it, but there's also physics and shapes. How do you manage to be this amazing though? It's just, I don't know. I woke up one day and I was just awesome. I guess it's the world's way of balancing things out. Hello, Ambrose. Welcome. Let's see. You really said I woke up like this, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed my sick moves on Twitter and TikTok. YouTube will get to see my sick dance moves later as I post it tomorrow. But yeah, remember, my name is Vilhelm Vanderbos, but everybody calls me Vil. Okay. Anyway, let's get some art started. Yeah. You saw those moves, like, yeah, you were there. It's totally there on video and everything. Welcome, Ilana. Welcome. All right, let's talk some theory. Let's do. I don't have a specific music for this, but we're gonna go a little bit more chill today. Not the hectic stuff, right? Let's put on some. Let's do some classic art stream music, all right? Ambrose face in the back is so funny. Yeah, it was all like, oh my god, what is he doing? Oh, look at that, damn, and then clapping and everything. Yeah, this is fun. Ambrose always a trooper. I wasn't sure if I should go up on stage and do the moves, but Ambrose was like, yeah, you should do the moves. About to head for a workout, wanted to pop in and say hi. Thank you very much. Have a nice workout. Have a nice workout. Let's see. Let's go art stream. Good luck with the workout. All right. I prepped this little base. We're gonna decorate it with some hair and eyes and everything as well. I just wanted to let you all know that kind of this is what we're gonna be working with, and I'm trying to make it kind of symmetrical so that it's easier to kind of just twist and turn and everything like that. But before we go into this, actually we can just chat a little bit. Let me just decorate it up. This is the base we're gonna be using. Let me just make it a little bigger. Ooh, come on, there you go. And I'm gonna do it kind of like something in between, just to kind of make it a little bit gender neutral, because I feel like that helps the most. Even so, I'm still gonna be using a kind of a hairstyle that is very commonly seen in anime, which you kind of may as Leon Senpai was so kind to teach us all the method of analyzing a hairstyle with bananas, right? Do you guys know of this? If I'm just talking out of my bed head, then just let me know and I'll explain it. Hello, Rose. Welcome. But yes, it was really funny. I joined the Leon Senpai stream. He was drawing globies, so he was gonna draw me, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry for my hair, but he was all like, yeah, it's fine, it's nothing, you know, you gotta, it's like 5 bananas, like pounds bananas, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then he means like the groups, the kind of the clumps of hair. So for instance, like that's 1 banana, if you look at my hair, I'm not gonna use my hair, we're gonna use the like something else that I draw. But anyway, if I look at my hair, we have like 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, like one that goes here, 4, and I think he said 5, but it's more like 6, isn't it? Like 1 there and we got 1 here. So those are like the bananas at the base, and then everything else is just a general shape. What we're gonna use today is a hair that I really like to practice with myself, which funny enough is short hair Hatsune Miku. Because let's face it, there's a lot of anime characters that have the Miku 3 banana hair. Am I making any sense? Do you know what I mean? Well, basically, Hatsune Miku's hair at the base is like one strand there, and then there's like a one in the middle here, right? And then you have the hair kind of goes to the sides, and then you have 2 kind of big ones on the side here, kind of like this. This is kind of the base of Miku's hair, and then you have of course you have the the one there, and then you have the twin tails from these. But basically, this kind of it's top from Avatar. It kind of is, isn't it? It kind of is. But yeah, basically the center and the sides, you know, the 3 banana hair is very common because it does have how do you say that, it covers your ears, which is really good if you happen to have like animal features. It's a very classic one to kind of have animal ears with as well, because it kind of hides your ears. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do, and honestly, let me look at Toph from Avatar. Why not? That's a pretty good base to use too. Toph Avatar. Yes, that's a very good one. Very cool. And we'll do the background, the hair in the back. I kind of want to have a little bit of fluff and volume, so we can also show a little bit of how do you say that, the subsurface scattering when light kind of comes through the back of the hair, something, you know, kind of something like this. So this is what I'm gonna base the hair off. Let's just copy this part. Oh gosh, let's clean this up a little bit, and then we can talk about the about the different aspects of that is good to keep in mind for an anime face. But yeah, we're gonna be using this kind of facial structure. Maybe I'll put the mouth higher or make the mouth smaller, but that's basically what we're gonna base the light sheet off. You can follow along and make your own if you've prepped a face. I do believe I saw something that I missed. A comment, was it? Now that I've just looked back at chat, I forgot to read a comment. There you go. Yeah, no, it was Joyous that I was saying that they were lurking. Very well. That's let me just fix up the base. I've already prepped a little bit of the face so that we don't have to do everything completely from scratch. But how do you like to start with the face? For this one, I did like a circle plus, and then kind of did the rest of the, you know, the jaw line and everything. If you are not sure how to, there's a lot of resources of how to draw anime faces, and honestly, there's really not a correct or like a right or wrong way of doing it. The noses can look exactly however you want. I've myself as an artist I've gotten a lot of that's not how you should do it. This is how it should be, you know, circle and jaw. Yeah, I get you. It's a really good start. It's a strong start because it kind of structures it up like a skull and jaw, you know, top part of the skull and a jaw. Let's add a little bit of hair here. Circle cross, yeah. It's a really good way of practicing where to put the different things on the face. There's a reason why it's such a true and tested method, you know? But yeah, anime faces can have so many different anatomical differences, you know? Usually the style of anime is generally the overall look and shading to a picture, I feel. Let me take some liberties making a little bit asymmetrical, maybe. I don't know. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. I think what we're gonna do, like I've been thinking about how to really present what kind of lighting we're working with. But I think we'll just have that kind of sphere that you see on the thumbnail, you know, they're kind of shading it according to a sphere, and then we can have a look at how it affects the actual face, you know. I think this might be okay. The hair is a little bit too yeah, that's probably better actually. Something like that. I think that'll be all right. We had some strands of hair like on the sides a little bit too to kind of break the roundness of it, and it should be all right. And also, I'll also be posting this light sheet, this cheat sheet, which we're gonna be making on Twitter after, and YouTube if you'd like. But I feel like YouTube doesn't really show the full picture properly, so you know. Mix this. Just gotta be careful with the potential tangents when you do lines that kind of connect with the face. You kind of want to have lines that you know get a little bit interrupted, otherwise it just kind of looks strangely like capsuled in a way. Yeah. All right, so a little bit of background then. When learning how to, hello Katie, welcome. When learning how to shade anime faces, I believe it is the most classic way to learn is just by following a kind of a pattern, you know, a habit. It's almost like, yeah, you're supposed to do it like this. A lot of way of you learn to draw is this kind of learning how you're kind of expected and supposed to do things, and then you kind of develop as you go a little bit more. And I'm gonna give an example. Anyone that draws, how did you approach shading when you first started drawing? I can tell you how I did. Feel free to share your own experiences while I'm talking as well. Basically, when I started trying to shade things, I just kind of saw it as oh, there is an edge. I should put some wrong lol. Yeah, minimal is a good way of explaining it. It's basically I would just feel that, okay, there's an edge. I should shade here, I should shade here, you know. I should shade like just by the edges, always by the edges, you know, here. Mini shadows right along. Yeah, that's basically how I did it too. Not so much inside of things. It took me a long time before I got around to actually learning how to shade hair. One source of light, shade the opposite side. Definitely. It is a game changer though. It is a game changer when you first learn to do a shadow of any sort, because it gives more dimension to your character, doesn't it? Something a little bit weird with this head here. If we do it like this, it probably gives it a little bit more volume. Okay. Yeah, so definitely. Okay, we'll use this as a base. Let's put some eyes in too. Try to not make them look creepy, because it's very easy to make them, you know, I'm just gonna copy and paste the eye. Makes it easier. There you go. The eyes also need some kind of, you know, where the light is coming from, but for the sake of it all, I'm just gonna do the classic lighting in a corner of the eye kind of thing, yeah? Don't want the lines to compete too much, so we'll just fix this a little bit. I think this is fine. Put this on the other side. Something like this, yeah? Yeah, that works. And we have our base. I think we're just gonna work with this one. I don't know what we give. We usually give our characters a name, right? What should we call our base, our light and shade base? It's supposed to be like kind of. It ends up looking very femme representing, so I meant it for it can be neutral, but Neo, okay. Neo is a good genderless name. Okay, Neo. Here we go, Neo. New format for you. That's fine. We'll go with Neo. All right. I keep touching. I keep adding to Neo, but maybe I'm not supposed to. Anyway. Okay. Let's talk about anime faces versus realistic faces. All right. Let me show you the planes of the face as usually in art you would practice. Yeah. Here you go. So here is an example of the planes of the face. This is from Sketchfab. I've grabbed it off of it by Shape Foundations at Sketchfab. It is something that you can rotate and observe and study yourself. So by all means, you can always check that out at Sketchfab, the website with 3D models. Yeah. So as you can see, the planes of the face, there are more of this. Arguably, there's a lot of more like you can break it into, but basically these are the planes of a human face in general, right? Where the light would be casted upon places. If it comes from the top, it catches more. It catches mostly at the top, and there's a bit of a slope which catches a little bit less. And then these parts, the indents at our eyes and nose and top and bottom lips and everything, they catch less light. So basically this is like one of our references to see kind of where light would be cast. And it's a really good base, but it's not really very good for anime specific stuff, right? Because this is not what an anime face looks like. There's a lot of detail. It's very a lot of detail around the mouth, which in anime is just like a curved line of sorts, you know. You have a lot of emphasis on the forehead, which is also not something you see a lot of anime. Something I like to do myself though, but you don't see them much. And plus, also we have the jawline and you know everything here that tends to not be very prominent when you draw an anime. In anime, the face is very rounded, it's still shaped, it still has this kind of anatomical rules that it follows and everything, but yeah, so you base this off, you use this for your actual you know, human face reference. But when we're talking anime, and this is gonna look a bit cursed, so heads up, right? When you're looking at realistic lighting in an anime face, we have this here, right here. So there are multiple ones. You might argue this is it's not really an anime face, but I'm using this as an example by Carrie Ann at Sketchfab as well, just to kind of show the differences between the two, right? So this is a lot blockier, right? A lot, very blocky, very kind of obvious, goes in, goes out. indents and outwards and everything, nose bridge and everything. But when you look at an anime face, you see, like, comparing it to a human face, it has a lot more going on. It almost looks a bit juvenile. It looks a bit more like everything is so rounded and not as bulky, so everything looks very, how do you say that, young, like a baby in a way, like a doll for sure. And if we take a look at the planes of this, they are still there, but they're way less. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? The forehead is almost kind of one long plane right now. It's not divided into this part, that part. It's not like this part, that part. It's just a big part, the whole part here. This whole part is just kind of gets light on itself. However, there is still the little indent that is here by the eyes, yeah? This part still happens. So you have if you do a line that follows the nose, you can still use this as a kind of a guide, right? And the actual eyes itself goes kind of out like this. The eyes might stick out a little bit, honestly. That's a bit more on me, really. So everyone following so far? Yeah, it's very doll-like, very porcelain doll kind of thing. And we're gonna be using a very basic kind of a way of the planes we're gonna be using is basically like I showed you. We're gonna respect that the nose would cast shadow, but compared to the human plane, which is, you know, block, an anime nose I would personally perceive more as, you know, like this kind of shape. So it's actually not block side, but more so, you know, a little bit there, going to the side, going to the other side, there. So we're going to be using that as a reference for the nose here. And like this character shows, this part catches a lot of light. This part catches a lot of light. But then you have this kind of indent that doesn't. Same with the mouth here. Maybe the tip here does, but otherwise it's very simple, you know? It is like an eye mask. Yeah, this part is like an eye mask, and this part is like a flu mask. You know? Thanks, Supernova. So, with these planes in mind, the anime face from the front is just very much like, it's very much a flu mask, like this, where there's light, there's shadow. The top is just kind of whatever happens up here. And then you have like an eye mask that is also partially shaded, but mostly shaded, can be shaded, you know? So it's out and like out, in, out, in. Much more basic. And this is why one of the parts where I like drawing anime personally. It's a lot easier to work with a lot more simplified tools like this, and still incorporate realism to it. But the one thing is, like, when you see anime that looks like this, it looks a bit creepy. It's very uncanny. It has this kind of, it's like realistic, unpainted things, and the shading and everything like that. So I'm gonna use an example using Daiwa Scarlet, which is a horse girl. We can also use Miku. This is by this is an inverted character because of the way she's holding a hand. I couldn't show the same one, so I just kind of did a reflect of it. This is Diva Scarlet by Skekfab in Sketchfab as well. Now, anime usually has this. It has what you call cell shading. Cell shading and toon how do you say, like a cartoon filter, like a toon rendering, which basically means that you can decide on, like, at this point they have painted some blush and some stuff on a similar model that we just looked at, but because of this effect, oh gosh, I drew completely over all of this. Let me see if I can just undo everything. Almost everything, that's fine. I'll just put that on a separate layer and hide this. There we go. Okay. When you have a toon filter, it basically gives you an outline. It'll outline, and then everything inside of this, wrong layer. Everything inside of this will just look flat. It will still be 3D, but it will look flat. You know, you cannot you will maybe draw a dot where the nose is, and then when you turn it, it's gonna follow. It's gonna give it this kind of like a shape, and then when it actually looks to the side, you're gonna have the full face shape. When you look at this, because this is the 3D model, right? It looks very flat. The face looks very flat. You turn it, it gets the shape. You start seeing the shape of the face, but everything else looks very flat. The nose kind of just looks like it moved a little bit from there to whoop there. You know, just kind of did that. And then from the side, it has the complete shape. See? That shape is always present. It's not something that suddenly appears when you do it to the side, because this is a 3D model. And that is something that also is kind of expected and understood. That is how anime work. Here's a good example of the toon shading. The shading here is actually drawn by hand, also by Sketchfab, same person. They're actually drawn onto the skin. This part of the nose is also this shading is actually static. It's kind of always there. You see how it turns, how this is painted there, and then on the side it still has that painted bit. That's a way to kind of give a bit of shading to a otherwise flat cartoony filter. Usually the hair gets a little bit more realistic shading than the face does, because I don't know really where that rule came from, but if you look at anime, the face tends to be very flat. It's a very smart way to do. It's a very good way of doing it, the 3D effect. Definitely is. But also this model also has this much stick out. This whole thing is actually there. It's all present here. The thing that we talked about, the 3D model has the eye mask that goes here, and these parts would go inwards too, you know. The same things exist on this model. You can see a little bit of the eye mask here, and you can definitely see that eye mask happening here. Right. Anime style, 2D style is very versatile because it is drawn. It is like with 3D models, it's really difficult to really mimic a full anime kind of thing, because when you draw something on like flat, you can decide completely what it's going to look like from different directions. That's the cartoon, this cartoon magic, you know. So ultimately, let's go back to Neo here. Hello Neo, let's just see a little something to fix with you there. We are also gonna give the background, make the background a little brighter, and we're gonna give Neo the same kind of base gray that we have already used. Oh gosh, that's the wrong layer. Man, me using layers now. Gosh. There we go. I think I should be able to just fill the whole thing in. Yeah, excellent, good. And then we can make it just a bit brighter to have like a middle ground, nice middle ground. Yeah, okay. All right. Actually, might want to have it darker even. Cleaning the edges a little bit. Okay. So what should we oh yeah, another thing to cover. Whenever I consider a face, right? I start thinking about how a landscape would be affected by the light. If you have something, I've talked about it on stream prior as well, is the fact that, let me put Neo away here somewhere. Got that one, got that one. That is nothing. Away with you. All right. If you look at something like this, this is something you could probably already consider yourself as well, that you could see. If you have something like this, yeah. This is an effect you get with window blinds or something like that, you know. If you have lighting, gosh, this is really not a good one, was it? The angle is a bit wrong with this one. Gosh, let me try this instead. Let's do it like that, and then let's do the other one kind of like this, so we can see the inside and outside of this. Yeah. If you have light coming from this direction, maybe a little lower even. Well, the top direction is just going to light everything up. Yeah, everything is just going to be completely white. Can we agree on that? Why did it do it black? Light from the top. There might be a little bit of shading here and there, but generally it'll just be completely white, right? If we were to move the light, maybe not the far left, you're right. This is just a general example. If we do it from here, then there would be a lot more shading happening. Like Mary said first, the far left would not get any light. Like the light is being cast in this sense. This is something you could calculate if you actually do lines of like what part should be affected or not. But we're just doing as a general example right now. So the far left one, definitely, and then it's every little bit here. Every slope away from the light, right? So with the same kind of and even the fact that if you just take the light and you place it like very flat here, then there wouldn't even be light across the whole thing, you know, just being lit up from that side. You have this other situation where you get me? Well, only that part gets it because everything else is behind this top part. Now you could argue there's like, you know, reflective light and there's actually a little bit of light here and there, but this is just the general gist of it all. And I like taking these things into account when I draw, when I kind of consider where light should go on things. I usually do it very rough estimate, but I'm gonna keep these because I feel like it would be good to use for examples later. So for a face, for an anime face, I try to see it 3D. I try to imagine it 3D. This is just a visualization technique, I suppose. But if you look at the face, like we just looked at here, for instance, you know, we trace what the plane would look like. It would look like something like this. So now if you had something like this, let's bring that over. If you had something like this in the same situation with the light, then the parts that would catch light would be, you know, what we just said, nothing on that side. So I try to imagine the things that stick out in a flat surface. That's kind of how that's how I try to picture for lighting personally. I try to picture this happening. You know, like the face, but the face is actually more like face, nose, other side of the face, you know? So I try to visualize things more in 3D in my head whenever I decide where the light is gonna go. And then keep those planes that we talked about before in mind as well. Something a lot of people like to do with anime is that the face is kind of flat, and then the only thing that sticks out is the nose. So funny enough, that would kind of look like a face that looks very flat and then just has, for some reason, has this bit up. Everything else is flat. This is a very classic anime lighting method. Oh, if the light is coming from this side, you know, then there's nothing on the face, a little bit on the edge, and the nose catches a little bit of light. So the hair here gets a lot of light, nothing on the face, the nose gets a little bit of light. Which works. If you look at my face, my face right now, I kind of have that going on. You know, my face is kind of flat, but the nose catches light. More light than everything else. It makes animation easier. There's a reason behind why that is the case, you know, because if every frame in animation would be treated with realistic light, it would take ages to animate. So, that observation is very on the Thank you. It's not a wrong way to do it. I do like the eye mask and the flu mask. The eye mask and flu mask method. I like the best personally. But that's because I like rendering. This is more of a cell shaded approach. Hello, Solipro. Welcome. So if we were to light this in a cell shaded way, classic way. Let me bring up my reference here. A classic way of lighting anime is the main light being in front, right? The main light is very kind of higher up, but very frontal. That would kind of look like a little something like this. A very, very basic shading. The light is very right here, you know? Very front light. Things that you feel like should be taken into consideration for a picture like this. With that in mind, well, first of all, like we said, if the light is coming from here, if we just generalize it, light is coming from there. What casts shadow would be like the hair here. Not so much the face, maybe a little bit on the nose, maybe a little bit here if you care, but here, the hair on the sides, and the classic, almost like what I call it, the V. This is the different kind of V-neck, you know, it's like the V chin. Because this, you'll find this on every friggin' anime drawing ever, pretty much. And the hair in the back. The hair in the back is gets darkened a little bit. Hello, Kuile. Hello, Bianca. And this kind of approach actually benefits much more from the actual highlighting than it does the shading. Because at this point we have like the light is so high front thing that the only kind of shape we can give this is a little bit on the edges to kind of give it a little bit of roundness. But the highlights are what kind of sell this kind of shading more, you know. Maybe I should kind of tone it down a little bit. We can show the highlights like this. Give some highlights on the nose. Put some highlight on the hair. And also, oh gosh, I noticed that they got the silly eyes. Gosh, I'm sorry, Neo. I'm really sorry, Neo. There you go. Front light, classic way of doing anime. You can also, of course, also shade a little bit under the eyelid. Without trying to sound condescending, I will call this very basic. What are the silly eyes is when they're mirrored and the lighting is kind of, you know, they're almost like they almost look cross-eyed because I had the light in the corner. The highlight needs to kind of be consistent, right? If the light is coming from here or something, you get it in the corner, and it was just Is long chat not allowed here? I don't believe I've turned any long chat thing off. Sorry, Supernova. I don't believe it's particularly turned off or anything. So okay, so we go from flat to a little bit of volume. And this will be the reference for the front top thing. We'll do it without the highlights first. Let's give this a copy, put that up there. I feel like this little reference ball could be smaller. Okay. That's the first one done. Anyone okay with how this is? Any questions? I can take any questions about it. It's like the light was somehow between the eyes. Yeah, definitely. That's the weird silly eye. Sorry, I didn't elaborate on that. Hello, Nani. Welcome. Hello, Adobo. Welcome. All right, so we got a base. We got a base here. That's the main classic normal light, I suppose. I should also probably include the fact that this part also gets a little bit lit up. And I wanna give it a little bit more. Okay, no questions? Then we move on. Sundial phase is basically what we're doing, yeah. Which one should we do next? We're gonna try to do all kinds of directions. Left, right. Let's do from the side first, and we'll do you know, whichever. You can ask for some of the references. The idea was like for me to do a little bit of theory, and now we're just gonna be building the what to kind of think about whenever we do the next angle. So that we, by the end of it all, end up with a nice nice reference that we can use. Behind will be included as well, yeah. From behind will be included. We'll get there. I'm just fixing up the base a little bit. I want to do directions around it, the edges around it, back, front. We already did front. We're gonna do back as well. I want to do secondary light and consider reflective light and everything like that too. As far as we go. All right, Ace. Don't let it distract too much. I appreciate it. I'd like to see mostly behind, but still hitting the face a bit one. So the one we've been talking about that tends to be very featured in like generated art. Now, sadly, we have a lot of hair in the way to really kind of cover the one that kind of hits the face a little bit. But what you're talking about then basically is, let's see, we're gonna do some diagonal, yeah. Basically where this part is dark, and then there's slightly, you said a little bit, mostly behind, so there's a little bit of this going on, something like this, yeah. Something like that. Or do you want it angled? Yeah, that one. Very popular one. Very popular light source to use because this one is gonna bend like reality a little bit, because for the face gets very much shaded, but everything that sticks out underneath the face, be it you know, torso, everything gets lit up, so it gives everything a nice shade. But because of the hair, the face doesn't get shaded as much. Let's look into this. Let's try this out. Let me just rename things so I don't get completely messed up. Reference sphere. This is just nothing. All right, this is just the lines. Neo lines, and this is neo base color, I guess. Hello Caramel, welcome. Yeah, so So the light is coming from the side, yeah? That also, we also need to shade things when that happens. So just going by the actual sphere, almost at the divide in you know, like almost divide in the middle. It's not really, but almost. Mostly the light is coming from behind, so it would hit things like this. No, again, I'm doing full white. Shouldn't do full white. Let's do it a little bit from the bottom so we can hit the face a little bit, okay? This part would get affected a little bit. Maybe not that much. For some reason, by anime standards, the nose gets hit. The nose will always get hit. You'll see the pattern of the nose getting hit. But yeah, the nose gets a little bit. Everything else is kind of in shadow actually because of the hair. You know, you get a little bit on the face here. Maybe we should have shortened the hair. We'll see. Yeah, light always hits the nose in any anime. That's one of the ground rules. Why? Because that's the one because I said so that I'm gonna exercise today as a not a good teacher, as a not a good teacher would. Yeah, the hair catches the light instead. Here as well, everything that sticks out from the face, remember that all of this is not, it's not flat. It has, you know, it has volumes that sticks out from the face. So the shade, you get some more shading in the face as well, you know. The hair gets some shadows because it sticks out. The other side of the nose gets a little bit of shading as well, as to kind of make sure that it looks like it's sticking out a bit. What else would we do? You could, if you wanted to, depending on how much emphasis you want to do, put on the lips. You can put a little bit of light on the lips as well. Want to make him look puffier. But yeah, the light from the hair gets lit up as well, coming from there, so it would be a lot more on the hair. Even a little bit on this side, because like I said, the hair isn't flat, so these bananas get shaped by the light as well. We call them bananas here. From my senpai Sarugaku Leon described hairs as bananas once, and I just really love that analogy, so, or that likeness. This has softer light. This part has softer light. Let me see so that I'm doing it right. This gets a bit more. It's almost like it gets this kind of angle, like you would do a highlight, a crown of highlights. So this part is less. Hello, Piper. Hello, Mrs. I would call it there. I would say this is what we're working on right now. I'm a guy. Well, misleading name. Sorry. Now, for something like this, for something like this, I apologize. I'll say MRSS. I see that they are split. For something like this, I would exercise using a secondary light as well. We'll introduce the secondary light in a little bit, if that is okay. But yeah, the face doesn't get a lot of light. Only the nose would, and this kind of edge would. With how much the face, the hair is getting lit up by this, you could argue that, you know, there would be more light on the face, and I think that would be right. So something like this, I would say. Is that all right? Something I tend to consider when doing this kind of side lighting and shading is to have a general for the hair, right? Have a general, where is the light gonna hit? When doing something more cell shaded, you can kind of go by a line like this and then just kind of light the parts. As well, but I feel like it's more it's probably makes it look nicer if you consider all the different bunches of hair as their own shapes. Shall we do a thanks for the suggestion. Shall we do a one from the directly from the side? So more something like this. Like initially you would kind of want to do a split down the middle. Oh gosh, I'm doing it full white again. Initially it makes you want to do a split down the middle, which is not a bad way to start this, really. But there's a lot of, like we said just before, there's a lot of bits that stick up and like go out and in this shape. Like just the hair, if you consider the hair, it's kind of rounded, you know, kind of rounded bits like that do this. If you just go by the bananas, right? Of course, the hair is a lot more complex, and the folds and all the different strands are special. But basically, these are the shapes like we're working with right now. So the straight from the side would actually be, you know, by the same thing we talked about before with that wavy plate. This part would be shaded too. You know? Actually, let me keep that. Good. Can get rid of those. Save that. Good. All right. Not working the long chat. Oh, really? I'm sorry. I do not believe it's a setting I set up, but what is it that you wanna say? Yeah, exactly. Do shorter chats, I suppose. You make it sound like you are bringing a lecture to my lecture. Is it relevant to what we are saying? Is it a long anecdote? Hello, village. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, usually, like, I don't really appreciate, I generally don't really dropping a wall of text in midstream is a bit, you know, so expecting a lot of the streamer to read that. Hello, Noctail, welcome, welcome. You can leave it as a comment after the stream. You can leave it as a comment on the VOD. I'll read it. It's something about this part of the hair being as flat as it is that is a little bit bothering me. So you get an extra layer here, Neo. Give you some more. Give me some more here. Okay, so we've already given the hair this kind of fold treatment up there. Doing the same on this side. Shaping the bananas, so to say. This side of the hair is usually in shadow. You want some advice with it. All right. Well, still, you could, if it's a very long one, you could always drop it by on in a comment in the VOD. Shading, the hair gets shaded too. The hair puts shade on the face. They had a dispute. They throw shade. They're not the best of friends anymore. The hair puts shading on the face. The nose gets shading. This side of the face gets shading. The eyes are kind of always lit up a little bit, at least, just to kind of put focus on the eyes. This part gets shaded. This part. The hair on this side gets shaded, but not all the way, because there might still be a little bit in the back that catches some of the light, but yeah. Hello, Snopey. Welcome, welcome. And there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is the most, maybe a little bit of shading here too, now that I think about it. How's this? Hello, Fernando. Welcome, welcome. Now, again, I like to do this little dot under the lip to kind of indicate and usually also give the lips a little bit of shape, but this is usually not a super common thing to do for anime. I like to do that, that's why I kind of just go for these. So we got the basic shape. We can do some extra highlights on it, on the whole thing, for the light coming from this side. You know, usually some rim light will happen, but I would say this is basically from the side to side kind of. There. We're kind of already going for these like kind of trickier side ones, and I might wanna separate the. I might want to go back to this one and actually shade the hair a little bit better, you know? Because light and shading kind of go. The thing with the when something is in shadow is that it also gets that there's still volume to it, so you can still shade the part that you put in darkness. It doesn't have to be completely dark all the time. Now these are supposed to be, you know, used for as kind of guides, and which not. Again, this is believable lighting, not fully realistic. This is how I would do it. That's my disclaimer. This is just how I would paint and draw it and consider it. This sheet that we're doing is a kind of a handout that you get to take along with you after having listened and seen the stream on its own. It might not do it might be a good reference, but you kind of have to also, I feel like it's very important to understand why we got to that reference. Do we have any other direction we want to do? From behind. Let's try the from behind one, and we can do some more classic ones after. Do you ever draw cats? Do cat ears? I've drawn my senpai Reina Ronronea. Does that count? I'm just trying to sort these a little bit, because I feel like we're gonna do a couple of them. This is number 4. This is probably 2. Yeah, this is 2. And this is 3. Wonder if I have any other, like, would you mind some chill music while I talk as well? Do we have some nice chill music? Yeah. We know about this one. There we go. That's good. Hopeful anime. So yeah, of course, I'm going to be posting this for everybody to get after the stream as well. You can have it as a reference when you're trying to do some lighting and such. I think this is a nice chill enough music that isn't too sleepy. Okay, we wanted light from behind. This is a tricky one. This is first of all, I appreciate the request. It's a nice one. So let's clear this out. Here we go. The whole aura changes. Yeah, definitely. It does. We're going to do top and bottom as well, which you're going to see is something I like to use a lot. Let's do from behind first, and then we do the lighting from the top. And oh. Ah, dang it. I drew on the wrong layers. Ah! This is bound to happen. How about you? Oh, you are the same one. Oh, no. I guess I will need the lines from another one. Who volunteers? This one volunteered. Oh, damn, that's the wrong one. That's the same one. Oh, why are layers so tricky? You. Yeah, this is an inevitable fact that is gonna happen, you know? There we go. It's okay, we use some witchcraft. It's all good. It works out. This is trickery. Trickery at its best. And I think the only thing we need to keep from that is the new hair that we drew. Oop. Yeah, that's what I figured. I hardly ever color anymore. Honestly, I improved the most on character rendering when I kind of wasn't coloring. But it does really, again, like for what you're drawing, for what you are, you can do some impressive stuff monochrome for sure. For practice, it's not always necessary to fully render out a picture, fully color it in a picture, you know? Just keep giving Neo some haircuts. Nah, it doesn't look good. That's fine. All right, I think we got it restored now. Neo lines, base color, sphere, and we changed the name of this to wrap. There we go. Nice. Good job. Okay, we were talking about light from behind, yeah? Hello, Croven. Welcome, welcome. So that would basically be, we put some shading closest to us and some light from the back like this, yeah? Is that what the request was? I think, was it CL? You asked for the, like, if there was going to be light from behind. Is this the kind of light that you had in mind? Crescent moon. Let me drink some tea in the meantime. Okay. Well, we start off by making the whole thing pretty dark then, yeah? Oh. I see the eyes are also... the eyes are also wrong. Okay. Covering the whole thing in this, like this. Just going by the sphere, the edges would get, you know, lit up. Not here because the neck blocks the light. So at a base, it would be this. This is a tricky one, though. This is a very tricky one because you still want to give everything shape. Otherwise, you say, "Oh, this is just in the darkness. It doesn't need shape." But this is the part where you kind of give it the same kind of shading that you get something from here. We're gonna go back and redo this one. Actually, it's a bit too simple. I think we're just. We'll come back to that one. I apologize. I think we need to render out a little bit more than I initially had in mind to do in order for things to make sense. Because even front lighting still gets some light, some shape, you know? A little bit better. Mainly for the shape of the hair, I feel like I need to kind of really define the shapes of the bananas. All right, with the same kind of deal with this, we need to treat this one similar, because even though the lighting is coming from behind, it might be some reflective lighting that is bouncing back to the face. So it's actually there's still supposed to be shape in the shadow. You know, that a lot of people think or feel like, at least I did when I first started thinking about lighting, is that if it's in the shadow, it doesn't get any more shape. The shadow is the ultimate shading dark part, right? But it still needs to get a little bit to kind of shape everything. Now, treat shadow as if it was the inversion of this, you know? Let me see if we can actually use that comparison. If we just invert what we had, it becomes something like this. You know, those kind of shapes need to transfer over. These darks to brights. Not exactly like this, but technically. And by that I mean we need to, you know, treat the light here as the shading would. Am I making sense? I like drawing while talking and teaching is a little tricky. Not gonna lie. I'm completely lost. All right. Drawing along. Yeah, no problem. I just wanna say that like, as long as I'm not losing people too much. But yeah, this is supposed to be the ooh, the shadow of it all. So for some reason I would almost argue that the nose still catches light. But no, not necessarily that light. You can give the nose a little bit of something just to kind of give it shape in shadow. It would be very extreme if you did this, honestly. That's too much. No anime nose does that much. You could, however, give the eyes a little bit of light. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You can make them glow a little bit, so stick out a little bit from the rest. And but yeah, the light is what where we are working with this one. The light coming from behind, which is bright and really shines, like really probably lights up a lot of the hair in the back. Everything that is sticking out from the rest of the silhouette probably also gets lit up a little bit. So you get some rim lights happening. Do a little softer, but still have a little bit of a rim light there. And definitely here. If you have a softer coloring style, you can definitely do softer edges, and then you do a harder rim light on this whole thing. I don't think the hair here catches anything though. Let's bring down the darkness a little bit. Yeah. I don't think the hair catches here anything other than just the shapes we've already given it. It shouldn't, it wouldn't, you know? But for the effect, we do a very noticeable sharp rim light on these parts. Makes sense now. Oh, I'm glad. I just realized something. I have a Tetris Batsu coming up, and last time I had one, I was teaching Tetris. What is me with teaching stuff before I go into a Batsu situation? There you go. I would say this is it. Maybe I would still give the hair in the back a bit of a gradient, so that it's not just completely lit up. A little bit on the edges here, but I would say this is like the light from behind. I think it kind of goes one-on-one with this. Really cool if your character has you know, really cool if your character has like glowy eyes. Yeah, that's just optional. We're gonna do a cool thing after we do a couple more when we start talking about secondary lighting. Okay, this is the back. We do bottom and top as well. Okay, we do bottom and top, and then we talk about the other things. Dun, 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 dun. Let's move this one over here. Okay, top. This is one of my favorite ones. I really like doing the top one because it really lets you use the eye mask and the flu mask principle that we're gonna call it now. Eye and flu mask. Okay, maybe a mouth. What do you call it? It's not a flu mask. Well, basically your face mask, eye mask and face mask. Yeah. Mondkapje in Dutch. All right, we're gonna do light from the top. Ooh, whoa. It's not the frontal, the high front one, but it's straight up. It's more from the top, yeah? Now, the reason I like to use this one is because it lets me do a lot more with the hair. I'll show you what I mean. Basic blocking in, light from the top. So it's light from the top, shaded at the bottom, yeah? Basic one, kind of shaded, sure, done, whatever, call it a day, but not really. Let us get to work. Now, for this one, I'm gonna draw out the face mask that we talked about. And the other one too. Like this, yeah? Consider these parts for the face. Because this is something that has been very popular since, I don't know, a couple of years back maybe, to shade the way to put lighting on the nose. You might have seen it already. You might have seen it popped up, and maybe I've seen it in anime too, but it's like the diamond highlight, you know? That occurs a lot in anime now, and anime-esque pictures. You could just, like, you know, settle for doing that on the nose as well if you want, but we'll use this one as a to show. But the thing I like to think of is, if the light is coming straight up from the top, if the light is coming down from, you know, top to bottom, what does it catch the most of? And the hair has this kind of, the hair has, oh, didn't let me draw. The hair has these kind of shapes from the front, right? Like this part here is actually kind of like a, oh man, layers, I swear. Okay, the fringe has these kind of, you know, that kind of hair. And then under the fringe you have the forehead into the nose, into the you know, into the mouth, kind of a thing. So if you have light coming from the top, some magical way the nose catches it, like we did there, but not the whole fringe does, you know. It's kind of a gradient. It's like mostly here, not so much here, based on that the shading on those things that we did before. So yeah, it's basically just the nose and the top of the head that catches the light for this one. Not so much else. And we are gonna do that here as well. Now, considering the shape of the hair, I like to do something like this. I like to use the top light to really give the hair shape by gonna, you know, essentially following these kind of lines for the bananas, like that, yeah. And then the nose, of course. I will also add a lot of highlights on the forehead, even though it doesn't necessarily make sense. It's something that anime tends to do a lot. Hello, Matthias. So these parts are gonna be lit up quite a lot in this one. And the eyes, of course. So how would that look if we do it like we were? Basically, you just kind of really do a harsh contrast where the light stops. How about cheeks? You could. I'm arguing for right now that it probably wouldn't. Honestly, you could really give it. I'll show you an extreme case of shading. The cheeks would catch as well. This is probably, I would stop at the top of the eye mask. I would stop at the top of the eye mask, namely the eyebrows. And then, like we said, this could, the lighting on the nose could be everything from just this to essentially a full on this kind of thing. A lot of people simplify it to the diamond. We can do a combination of both. But this is basically you have the eye mask right there that we told it, like it goes out, goes in, and goes back out again. And here it goes out, and then the mouth with everything goes in. You could give a little highlight to the lip if you want to, but it's that's more of a stylized choice if you want. And there's a lot of shading down here. We more like, if it was like shoulders and everything, I would actually have shading over the shoulders underneath the head, about the width of the head as well. But yeah. So the hair gets the highlight. You also make sure to after that to give the hair, the rest of the hair, like some shading at the bottom too. Gives it a lot of volume. When you do it like this. That's the top. It kind of starts gradienting from bright to darker. Bright to darker. We just smoothen everything out a little bit for the sake of it all. And the hair in the back gets, of course, it's just in dark as well. Maybe you could argue that a little bit of the hair in the back catches a bit of the light, but then it would just be, you know, the outmost ones, like that. Face is shaded at the bottom. Face is shaded. If you want to add extra shade, you do the top half of the eye mask as well. Hey, you gotta. If you zoom out, it looks very 3D, doesn't it? Doing it like that. You can of course also combine a bit, give the hair some magical properties or brighter somehow neon glowy effects and everything underneath. But yeah, this is basically where it goes. I will, for the sake of showing where the light is coming back again, I'll put like a little bit of light at the bottom here. And Noki, hello, welcome. Tiny highlight on the lashes. Yeah, that would work for sure. Additional highlights on the eyes. Yep. Yeah, this is very dramatic lighting as a way too. You could this could be like a magic place. You know, usually accompanied by a ray of light coming from, you know, something like, you know, like this. So the blur, it kind of blurs the top of the head a little bit, like this. See, if you just add a little bit more of like lighting from the top and stuff like that, this is kind of already like a bit of like a, you can almost picture the rest of the body, how it's, you know, how the light casts on it. Maybe they're like their hands are in prayer or something, so then you kind of can really picture that the hands are getting, you know, light cast on them, where the arm is as well. This is just me kind of picturing where the lights go. If they're wearing like a cape or something, that would also get a lot of the top light in. Or something like that. So I'm just drawing with light right now. I'm not shading or doing any high lines or anything like that. Is it gonna say this character? Yeah, exactly. See, it's because of the holy light that kind of gives this kind of vibe. But yeah, we're just doing this, so it's just okay. But you can already see how the top light really adds a bit of. It gives an effect. It gives an effect of, you know, kind of like chosen one, praised by the light, you know, chosen hero, stuff like that. It would sell a character with wings like that too. Now, what would the opposite be though? What would the opposite be? Let's keep it in the file for the fun of it. Let's create a reference copy as well from this. Now we're gonna work with the opposite instead. Let's just straight up flip this upside down. I don't think we get away with just straight up taking this whole thing and inverting it. Kinda, but you know, no, it don't look right. So we're gonna. It kind of worked. Villain upside down spotlight. Yeah, it's gonna be the other way around this time. So, similar principle of everything. We can keep those lines here, and what is this? Oh, that's the holy light. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, now we're doing light from the bottom. And we're gonna use the reference on this side because it's a very good. We use the full-on eye mask and face mask kind of approach for this, and that's kind of what I like to do too. I've painted a picture on stream with lighting coming from the bottom, and we will of course. Okay, the planes of the face. First of all, let's do the general one. Light from the bottom, dark at the top. And done, right? No, not really. When I block in light, I like to do it like this. And then I kind of go in and start thinking about which part would catch what light according to, you know, my teachings, my ideas, how I perceive the shapes of everything. Well, I feel like we should do it the other way around, right? Should do it the other way around, and for the best effect, I think let's do it like that instead. Yeah. So we're gonna have a light up until this part. Then the rest up here is just dark. Really looking forward to the next part. After this, we're gonna go in with secondary lighting on the things we've already made. But let's give this some shape first. Also, that's really dark. I should be careful with making it too dark. All right. With the eye mask principle. Oh, that's a bit dark, but yeah. This part gets darkened too. And the mouthpiece, so to say, the flu mask, top half gets shaded too. Oh, I think I'll wait with that one for now. Let's put the light in this time. Light from the bottom, lights up this part for sure. I think it's shaded a little. No, it doesn't even get shaded. It's just really light from the bottom as well. The hair in the back catches all the light as well, of course. There's one thing I like to do here. Of course, the bottom of the nose gets light. I really like to put light on the upper lip when I do this. It really sells the light from the bottom effect. The other thing that sells it if we put light on this part, on the eyelids, yeah. And of course the eyes always get lit up somehow. The edges that would catch light would be, of course, the hair. Doing it like soft edge lighting on the hair. Because it's supposed to be like a gradient that goes from bright to the dark at the top, yeah. And what we need to do now is what I was doing before is doing the if we consider these lines, that is, let me actually draw them in red. This is spooky story time. It totally is. The eye mask is kind of like this. Yasu. Eye mask, split in the middle, kind of goes like this, you know. Let me see if I can draw this good. How the heck do you draw this? Ah, that's how you do it. You kind of draw the Doppler effect like that. All right, cool. And the other one is the mouth, the flu mask here. You know what I mean with the flu mask, right? It kind of goes out and down like this, you know, like that. So you have this part that is kind of hold it that way, and have all this part that goes hold it that way. Is not entirely correct. I'm just an example to kind of give you an idea of what I mean. There you go. Using this now, we will put some shading. This is right there, comes back here. There. Plume mask. Oh, I say flu mask. Plume mask. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. So it gets shaded on the top here. Ooh, there you go. That is definitely the effect, wouldn't you say? That is definitely the effect. You can add some 12 days of plumasks. You can add some shading on the lower lip too. You can also add some highlight on the lower lip as well. It's completely okay to do that too. It just gives the mouth a little bit too uncanny valley kind of thing, like a bit too realistic, you know. Gotta be careful with how much detail we put into something like anime, because anime looks very creepy if it were completely realistic. But yeah, here's a general kind of you know, like CL was it CL that said so, holding a torch. It's funny enough, it's like the prayer hands again, but they're actually holding like a flashlight, telling a spooky story. And I think this is a pretty good base. This is a pretty, yeah, boo, ghost. I think this is a pretty good base. The hair is generally kind of symmetrical. It's not really completely, but if you want to have lighting from the other side, you can be like, you know, flip it, do it from the other side. Is there any more lighting kind of situation that you would like to see? We have one to kind of from the back. Oh gosh, zooming is a bit insane. Okay. Because I think we have a pretty good base to work with here for these references, right? Because we're gonna do some cool stuff with secondary lighting after this. After this break. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have my snack. In real life, it's very creepy to do in the total dark. Yes, it totally is. One crunch. Diagonal from like... Diagonal? Like, man. Diagonal. Because we have straight from the side, we have top, bottom, we have kind of from the back, but not diagonal from the front. Okay. All right. Let me have one crunch, and we'll get the diagonal one done. You know what? I don't think I've ever done this. Have you ever heard evil take a one crunch? Finally, my time for a snack. And we're back. And make some tea as well. You don't think you can? Yeah, maybe you can hear it. Let me pull it closer. Me when hangry. Wow. Plumie looked extra. Like Plumie was like, evil. I don't like evil. Yeah, I really needed that for this this teaching session. Diagonally, okay. Diagon. Let's see if we can get that one done too then. Alright, so I'm just checking here. By diagonally, you mean something like here. Something like this. Yeah. I don't believe we have that one. Yeah. Okie dokie. Blocking it in, of course, like we do. That's full white again. I keep doing the full white. Okay. Blocking it in, light from the top, burp, and then we have shading on this side. Just like the little sphere, little ball of reference. We got those. And yeah, something to consider with this angle, much like any a lot of the others, especially from the sides, right? Is that the hair and everything casts its own light. If you leave the hair without any shading underneath of it, it's really gonna look really flat. That also goes for the highlights on the hair. The hair has, like we have established, has these shapes. I'm gonna do these shapes in red because we've been doing some references in red, so we may as well do these too. Like this. And this banana. No, there we go. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. Nice. So yeah. In a diagonal sense, you get light. The light is actually, you know, more here. Still shaded wise. But some of the edges, some of the sides would still get some light, some shading on the hair. This part would definitely get some shading. And then the opposite would also get shaded here. Nose would get, you know, shading there. Lips would if you want to. Yeah, there's a lot to consider. So let's get to it. That's how I shade when I do ballpoint sketching, by the way. I tend to consider where everything is, and then I block it in, and then I do the you know, the start shading it like this. If you look closer at any of the ballpoint shading, like sketches that I've done, you'll see that all the shading has like an outline where I shade. Anyway, right. So let's give this some shape. Let's bring in the no this one. Let's bring in this one just to consider this a little bit. So this would get shaded, this would get some light, this would get some light, this part would get light, this part would get shaded, the part way back definitely gets shaded. This part probably catches some light as well, honestly. Dun, dun, da, da, dun. Yeah. Forehead, definitely. If you're showing forehead on the character, you're not obligated, but it's like a really good thing to put highlight on it. I don't know why, it just works really well for anime. It's one of those like, yeah, you should. Why? If you can, do it. If it doesn't make sense, don't. A little bit of shading I would do here as well, like with the eye mask that we're talking about. Where's the eye mask? The eye mask eye mask is really intense. Adding the extra lines for the hair is a game changer. Oh, yeah. I think so. It kind of lets you consider it. I try to do it like I give everything these kind of lines in my head. Whenever I try to consider where the light is coming from. Hello, welcome. Konnichiwa. I have to make sure. Dang, I got the option to translate last time. There you go. Thank you. The art is very cool. Right, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm teaching. I am teaching. How do you say that in Japanese? What's this BGM called? Legacy Ruins. But yeah, what we're saying, we had the Chosen and the villain Neo as a secondary character, losing a battle on the verge of despair and suddenly realizing their inner strength as a ray of light. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of extra effects you can do by, like, what's it, Supernova, as said before, was you remove the shade, the lighting on the eyes, and you can put them completely in shade, or, you know, it's a lot of effects you can do with the facial expression as well. But yeah, okay. We've done the hair. Let's do a little bit of Oopa. Hold on. I'm checking. I wish I could draw better like you. Practice. Practice. I was also baby artist. I'm self-taught. For what it's worth, everybody. For what it's worth, everybody. I'm self-taught. It's a lot of time put into learning, reading light theory in order to implement it in my little drawings, you know. So yeah, keep that in mind, you know. Like riding a bike, you gotta keep trying, and then you just gotta. It's like riding a bike or learning how to ride a bike. You just kick yourself into like a slope and and then face the consequences. No, just kidding. Please don't do that. That's very dangerous. Hello, clowns. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so what were we saying? We were saying light coming from the top catches. These get shaded. The forehead gets a bit. There is some light happening from the hair. The shading from the hair, of course. Casts it on the face. Here, not so much on this side. Mostly on this side because of the diagonal light. There is, however, shading happening over here because of said diagonal light. The nose casts a little bit like we did before, a little bit underneath and above, but also when it comes to the highlights, which we're gonna do after, but you can add a little bit of shading, not as extreme as with the top-down lighting. You can do a little bit of shading on the where the eye mask goes in a little bit. Not too much because, you know, eyelids are a thing. What else are we missing? We can do highlights now, I suppose. Oh yeah, the hair in the back catches light. This part not so much. This part does not get a shading like that. It actually it gets one more like this, more like you see on my neck. See? I have the diagonal light on me. Dum dum dum. Same, I also want to draw like him. Thank you, Supernova. Please keep chat in English. Chato wa eigo kudasai. Onegaishimasu. Baby English is okay. There you go. Highlighting. Yeah, I think some light here. Okay, highlights. The nose. Always the nose. Always the nose, even in darkness. I'm sure of it now. The nose is light. And we follow the general light of the face mask. Let's remove some lines and see what it looks like. And let's say it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. The nose knows. The nose knows. Bub. And there we go. That would be diagonal lighting, I think. Is there anything I would do different? Maybe not such harsh shading there. Just a little light. Yeah, a little bit light. Yeah. Of course, the highlight on the eyes needs to go the other way. It should. It definitely should. Diagonal light. I think this would be it. I'm thinking if the light should be a little bit more, you know, on the actual this part of the face mask too. I think it would make sense, honestly. I think it would make sense if it's more like this, not so concentrated up there. Left below. Left below. All right, but then we're gonna go into the. We're not gonna have time to do secondary lighting otherwise. But let's. I don't mind. I don't mind. We're here to learn. Do you want this then? Yeah. Da, 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 da. Basically that. All right, I'm gonna do this a little quick then, if you don't mind. Block it in. Light here. Shade here. What things catch light? The hair catches light, for sure. It's more like that kind of arch. So we do this. I'll speed this up a little bit. You know the principles by now anyway. Top of the eye mask, get some this part gets shaded a little bit. Aim. It's almost as if this kind of does this inverted thing as well. There's a lot of things that actually invert, so you can always try to consider it the opposite in order to approach it differently. Light can be predictable in its own way. Like don't put it in a disco ball and throw it around. But even then, it's you can calculate light. It's predictable. There's physics really, so you can get a feel for it, and it'll do what you need it to do. You know. What else is missing? The nose is just a little bit higher shaded there. It gets the light underneath. The maybe the lip gets a little bit highlight there, and the eyes always get the thing. Oh gosh, the nose looks really weird. This lighting is a bit tricky because the hair still casts shadow, but it's trickier to get the shadow in underneath here. I would still suggest putting a little bit of edge, like at the edge, just to kind of still imply that, there is shadow being cast. That there's a layer to it. Just as long as you really make sure to give the edge like a bit of clear lighting. And so you can get away with some shading underneath there. So something like this then, I guess. This is kind of the inverted version. Probably put a little bit more brightness on that side and shade the face a little bit more according to the mouth, the face mask one. So it would be like this, I think, generally. Now, in order to let's we got a pretty good base here. There's probably room for one more to kind of complete the set. I'll think of something. I'll think of one for that one. But what we can do now is introduce secondary lighting, and just do it the opposite side. Just make it a weaker light. So technically, what we're gonna be doing now is we're just gonna duplicate everything we got, or just add to what we have, and then I'll just make it a separate thing. But what I wanna to give you an idea of what I wanna do is we have a sphere here, yeah. Oh, that's not a sphere. Oh, okay. So if we do half, kind of a thing, yeah. This is kind of what we already been doing. We've done kind of lighting things from specific directions. Now, secondary light is essentially, we're gonna use red for this one because it just looks cool. The idea is that we have a big bulb here, and we have a small one there. So with this one, it just casts a little bit of light there. We're gonna go through everything with the principle of whatever main light is here, the opposite side has a small one lighting it on the opposite. So if we move the light to the front here, then there's gonna be a, it's gonna be a small bulb in the back. Oh, I cannot draw there. If we look at this one, if we have a secondary lighting, there's gonna be a small bulb there. There's gonna be a big bulb here, basically. You get me? Because you can turn the secondary light into white light as well, the same light, or you turn it into kind of bright, like warm light, into cold light. You turn it, or just do some like a contrasting light too. There's not much we can do about it here because it's just normal straight up from the front. So this one doesn't really get a lot of it. You could add some drama by essentially adding some to the edges, some like here. Oh gosh, need to be a little bit less. But there's really not a lot to go with it. It's kind of just this. The secondary light is straight up behind us, which would actually allow us to. Now that I think about it, it would actually allow us to do this. It's basically this. All the places where that is lit up by the light in the back is what gets the secondary light at the top now. It's like the opposites meet, only that you have different colors involved. We can actually reference that one, which is pretty fun. There you go. Secondary light on that one. Next one, the secondary light will be on this side. There, yeah. Get a light there. Welcome back. And secondary light starts kind of coming in onto the parts of the face where it's been shaded too. Like the nose. Bit of the hair. Doesn't necessarily reach all the way to the other side though, because you gotta remember that it doesn't really take over all of the shading, Just a bit of it. Get a bit of an effect like that here. Yeah, the nose, everything. Yeah. You can exaggerate the secondary light more if you want to really do like a 50-50 kind of thing, but I guess we're gonna see the 50-50 part here too, because this part doesn't have that much happening either. But we can add a bit of this. Yeah, this one doesn't get as much as the one to the left of it. It's just kind of an edge rim light kind of deal. This one though. This one's gonna be funny. This is gonna be funny. First of all, where is the this one's getting it like right top center. It's gonna be interesting. So basically this area, right? But we can't just do that and call it a day. So we're gonna be treating the hairs like we have so far, giving them like picturing their shape. Because it's in the dark, you can't just light it up without with no consequences involved, you know. So you gotta be gentle with where you introduce the light. Top of the mask. At this point, it would almost be like make more sense to give the eyes like a red glow, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Something like that. I think it would be more fair to give it a little bit more of a red red highlight, but yeah. This is from the bottom, goodness. This one, I'm kind of doing this as a little bit of a bonus, but now I'm really like, oh goodness. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit yonder there, everything. Like, of course, the eyes change the vibe of the picture, you know. You grab this one, and let's paint on top of them even. Let's paint it on top of the lines and everything. You know full well how the effect something like this has on a character, right? No shine. General, you know, kind of empty eyes. Sa asoboka. Yeah, you know that. You know the kind. You know the kind. From the bottom, this is the same deal we're gonna deal with right on the other side. We can almost reference this side to do where the red goes on this side. Once again, it is not a 50-50 thing, so you just do highlights because it is lighting, secondary lighting coming in. Man, red on gray looks really creepy, doesn't it? I'm using red right now because I gave you the example that if you have an anime figurine or something, you can take photos or film with your phone or something, and then you use like those bicycle lights that really like one-time use kind of bike lights, the white and red ones that come in a pack. If the lights are too strong, you might need to have some kind of packing tape or something that just put a sheet of paper on top of it or something to kind of dim the light a bit. But you can definitely film and test your own, like where to put the lights in different directions and stuff. You don't have to do opposites. You can do like one from the side, one from the bottom, and then darken at the top. But it's a really good way of considering considering what parts of the kind of character gets affected by the light, you know? That was a pretty simple one, I guess. And the last two. These opposites is really easy to reference where the lights need to come from. It's more so edge, like rim lighting than anything, honestly. More so rim lighting than anything. Or the diagonal lighting like this. And of course the opposite one on this side would also be the other one. The other from the top, we reference this one to see what kind of where we put the lighting in. And yeah, after this I'm gonna touch upon a last little something I want to mention about this. Let's see. Top left, not top right, I mean. Casts a little bit on the hair, a little bit, just a bit. This is really, like, if you have Nendoroids, this is excellent thing to do with those lights that I talked about, because Nendoroids are they have a big head, they have a large ego, they have a big head, so they're really good, and they're also very simplified. You can definitely see the face mask and eye mask kind of structure of their faces. And you can take the hair off. You can take the hair off of it and also kind of just get a full-on, almost a round face as a reference. But yeah. We do this, we do that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I guess this part gets a little bit of red too. Yes, I believe it does. The nose, maybe, if we do wanna. The nose somehow always gets some stuff on it. There we go. Now this is not perfect at all, and that's one of the things that I want to touch upon. But of course, I'm gonna do these as a separate set as well. Something that makes me consider this when there's lighting involved like this is that you could also give the kind of highlights, you know, and the proper rim lights. I think it's really missing with these. They not think about doing that. There we go. And this one already has a good rim lights. That one is okay. We'll add to this one too. Why not? There we go. And we got this one sorted. How's that? Funny if we give it a gradient map, we get all kinds of colors involved too. Gradient maps are, I can show you how a gradient map generally works, right? Let's make a standard one. Let's make everything reverse the gradient. Let's reverse the gradient of everything. And let's see. I want to do something. I want to remove the red. Let's remove the red and just use make the secondary lighting be gray. You do have some yeah, okay. So yeah, gradient maps are a very good way to check if values are good. Values are basically values are what kind of brightness your color and everything has, because the idea is that, you know, let me see if I can show you what that implies. Actually, how about we use this spot here for a little bit of talk about values. Let me borrow Neo again somewhere. One of the last ones. This one. Oh, that's fine. We can use that one. We don't need that one. We don't need the shading. There you go. Okay. Values are basically how dark your color is, right? You'll get red with a high or bright value. That's red with a high value. This is a red with a darker one. You get the gist of this, right? Like bright value, dark value. Yeah. The one thing that people tend to forget about is the fact that some colors might look darker than the others at times, you know? Like green looks brighter than red maybe does, but they're the same value. The blue is also the same value. They should be, at least. Let me see if I'm actually expressing this right. No, they're not. Of course they're not. Dang it. Ah, how do I best show off the value? Is this how I go about doing it? I already said so. Okay, let me see if I can find a good reference for same values, same color values. To show the example. Same values of color. Are these correct? Are these the same? I don't think they are. They? Let me have a look. Sensationalcolor.com. Thank you very much. Let me investigate your work. They aren't though. This is more difficult to show than I thought. How do we go about showing this? Dang it. Okay. Maybe we'll leave that for another class sometime, right? Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the memberships. Ooh, got some good ones. Snazzy K, Maxter, Hagfish, Bobby Boy, and Bobby Boy too. Nice gifts. Thank you so much. Yahaha. Let me have a look at the. See if we can figure out the freaking. I just want. Okay, I have an idea. Let me do a gradient map on everything like we did first. Wait, why isn't? Oh, it's not working because. Gradient map. Yes. A name you can hear, yeah, and drop the stone back on them. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Nice. These are very similar values. They're close enough. Let me go way over here now. That is very dark. It gets brighter. Oh, not that bright. Here we go. That's a similar value one. And let's do a magenta one as well. Yeah, okay, this is working out luckily. There's a very similar value. Let's do a blue one as well. That is very dark. Needs to actually go brighter. Gosh. Okay. Lion. We're getting there. I'm going to be able to show you the example of the values. And green is about the same as cyan. Okay. So these blobs all look like they would be the same color, except there's a little bit of a value difference, but you know, this kind of looks like it would be the same color, right? They're actually different colors. But when you look at the values, they all look very similar. So the this is a trap that's very easy to fall into. Is like when you do values on something, you kind of want the shadows to be darker and the lights to be lighter values. So if we were to use these, right, that would kind of be like, you know what? Let me have a look at. Let me double check this value thing again. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Let's say we want to use these to color. We do like, okay, we'll use blue and use green as highlight or something. Let's do this. A nice blue. Actually do like orange with some blue, like some blue lighting happening. Because they are opposite colors, this still kind of works, right? This still works to give there you go. It still kind of works to use as a highlight, but when you are gonna check your values afterwards, the picture is gonna look very flat, I think. And if it doesn't, we're just calling it there, and I'm just, there you go. There's no difference. There's no difference in what was brighter, what was Oh, that's really good. Black and white filter really shows you that you have good values. Yeah. Values help the eyes kind of read a picture better. You might think, like I said, that this is like a good you know, kind of lighting, shading kind of colors to use, but it doesn't give your picture a lot of depth because these are the same values. You turn the picture grayscale and they're just flat. That goes for all these colors. They're all just the same value. So it's really important to think about, you know, what colors to use. Because this will, for a bigger picture, if you try to build a picture with this, it'll confuse the viewer's eyes a bit. Anyway. Yep. So what a gradient map is, a gradient map, let me show you the window. So I can't show you the window here. A gradient map is basically this, right? What you do with this is that you can assign a value, a color to a value. The sunset one goes naturally from a bit of a darker to a little bit of purple and into orange and into yellow. And this kind of purple sunset goes from really dark to purple into pink into yellow. You can make your own as well. You know, you have like put some yellow there. You can put some red like here, and then you do some blue maybe here. You know, you do some, I don't know, magenta here. It's gonna be really weird because the shade, the dark, everything that is dark in the picture is gonna turn this bright magenta. So if we try that out on our picture, it's gonna be really funny to see what effects we do. Gradient map. I want a specified color. I would like the brightest part to be kind of magenta. Ooh. I would like the darkest part of the picture to be kind of, what should we say, like blue? Oh my goodness. But only the darkest part. After blue, I kind of want it to be kind of lime green, dark lime green even. Oh my gosh, this is just getting terrible. You get it. You get the gist, right? There's actually one that is rainbow color somewhere. If I look at it, yeah, here. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. No. But yeah, looking at this through a graded map really shows you that, you know, the values are quite okay. I'm happy with this. It was Speedy trying to talk to you and teach you while also doing this, but I feel like we got some pretty good values on everything. And you will of course get the light and shade reference from me later. Pretty sure we can change the highlight color to something else as well. Exotic jungle vibes, yeah, definitely. But yeah, what I was gonna say on top of the whole lesson is that, of course, the reason I chose to give the example in anime style is because, like I said in the beginning, there's so much you can do with it. You're so free to express it any way you want. The face, the shape of the face. These are just kind of a very basic standard face kind of principles, but of course you can like principles such as like the face mask, the eye mask and stuff like that are something I'm bringing up as a way for you to kind of maybe build your own understanding of it and your own approach. Having guidelines is always great to work with, but like the more you use them, the more you kind of start developing your own and see them ahead of time and anticipate them or keep them in mind when doing something else ahead of time. Doing things step by step is a really good way to get into the groove of it. The more you do it, the more you practice to see things ahead of time, to plan for things as well. Maybe if you're already considering doing lighting from the back, maybe choose a pose or a kind of a hairstyle that would work really well for that kind of thing. As your sensitivity I'm uploading, you explained everything in great detail and with clear passion. Oh, thank you. thank you. I'm especially shocked you mentioned your self-taught since you have such deep and clear understanding of the topic. Thank you. Well, the thing is, like, right now there's so many videos, so many people teaching the craft, but just like I think it's really important for me to add the disclaimer that I am in fact self-taught, and these are observations that I have made on top of some theory that I have written, that I have read, not written, jeez, that I've read. But you know, ultimately, a better trained teacher or a master of the craft that's been doing it for longer would probably be able to teach you better. There are really good YouTube channels that do, but there are also the YouTube channels that go like almost tell you what to do step by step, just to get a good get to that good result without really considering whether or not the light makes sense or not. That is a completely okay approach to do. Rule of cool and everything like that, you know, but I think it's important to have an understanding of why things do the way they do. There's a really harsh way of saying it that you get foundation before style, is that you have a clear understanding of what it is you're stylizing before you stylize it. But I don't know, like I feel like sure, I've done life drawing studies and things like that, but ultimately I told you guys, right, because I wanted to draw anime style with a hint of realism in it, instead of studying people realistic anatomy and stuff like that, I kind of I just kind of had photos or figurines of said anime thing, because yeah, that is a good way of bringing something stylized like anime into realism, is the fact that there are actually published and sculpted figurines of the characters, which would teach you stuff like this. This is my way of incorporating light and shade studies into, you know, a stylized anime style, is by studying off of an actual figurine, for instance, you know. Easier to apply it to different poses and styles if you know the theory behind it. Yeah, agreed. If you realize why the shadows are doing what they do, you can then later realize that if you put maybe if you were to put like the hand of the character doing something. Let's see if I can do something here, like for instance with a quick hand here. It's not really a very good one, but let's just kind of draw one in here. Let's say they put their hand here in front of their face, almost like they're covering the light. You get the effect of the light on the hand here, but then you also kind of need to consider that, you know, the light that is being cast, finger beans, yeah, definitely, would also then cast light on the face where it's being, you know, kind of blocked. You know what I mean? You can take it a step further and even consider like, oh, one finger, you know, the actual shape of the hand would be like this on the face. But things like realizing why the light does what it does instead of just diving straight into it, and drawing it because that's what you've always done, with a classic kind of front lit kind of anime thing. Only works until you don't do the if you know, starting off, you do like the face maybe front or maybe a little bit angled. You maybe hide the hands behind the back because the hands are tricky to draw. But once you start wanting to take a leap into doing other poses and stuff like that, then that's when lighting sometimes doesn't make sense. Or using backgrounds, or putting the characters in different places. I'm not saying that you absolutely need to learn the theory before you dive into stuff like that. I'm just saying that is when suddenly when the your ability gets caught up by the lack of theory, so to say, or the other way around. Like, you know, like it's a joint effort of knowledge and application. I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling. Anyway. Oh, it's time for that song. Yapping good. Yeah, yapping, drying out my mouth a bit. Jeez, okay, let me... Da-da-dum. There you go. I'm really getting into the teacher role, starting to talk about stuff like that. Educational yapping. Yeah. Hoot to everybody. Great insight, if anything. Thank you very much, man. I really like teaching things that I feel like I can teach. When I don't know something fully, or at least have an understanding of it, it's really not my place to. Hello, Natsu. Today's stream was really good, actually. My debut as a teacher. Okay, you want to see what it looks like? We made these references here. I did first I did primary lighting, and then I did secondary lighting, and I'm gonna share this with on social media so people can use this as a base to draw with. We were basically, this is Neo, by the way. You can meet Neo. Neo, because it's my new approach of teaching. And yeah, we're gonna be sharing this for people to maybe use as a reference. There are other references you can use with you know, anime lighting and everything like that too, but this one is mine. So it's a handout. If you took part of the class, this is the handout to bring with you. It'll be one without the secondary lighting and one with, one without and one with. So yeah, let's see. We will diligently practice and eagerly await the next lesson. Yeah, would you like some more streams like this? I don't really know what kind of topics I can cover, because I say, like, I'm really happy to teach approaches or share things that I feel like have helped me a lot. But the problem is, like, I don't really know how what best approach to have, if we start with really basic stuff or if we just add some advanced stuff. Either way, I guess you could always come back to the things that might be a bit too advanced for you. Hands maybe. Yeah, so the stream today was ending. I can consider hands. I really like drawing hands, but I just kind of draw them, do them. I'll consider something for hands. I feel like that is a really tricky one. It's a very tricky one. And and people struggle for a reason. I learned drawing hands by just copying my own. But yeah, hands and feet both. Yeah, I did not draw a lot of feet. Usually it's not too tricky, but I tend to not have a lot of. Maybe a tutorial on textures, since you're pretty good with them. Oh, like surface textures and stuff like that. I see. Yeah, when drawing, where we're gonna get stuck beforehand on the questions we're gonna face. You have good experiences, Mr. It's impressive. You're a good teacher. Thank you. I like to put myself in the situation, because of basically what I want to do is speed up your learning. I would really like to speed up your learning, in a sense that because I learned the hard way. I learned without a lot of guidance. I kind of want to give you a chunk of knowledge in one go, and also incorporate my struggles in it that you might also face. And the little ditches that, to avoid the little ditches that you don't fall and get stuck in something, or little setbacks. All in all, it's really just something that you need to practice. But at least if you run into some of the issues, maybe somewhere in the back of your head is kind of like, oh right, Vil said so. Vil said that this was a thing. Oh, that's right, that's what he meant. Something like that. I would hope that is the case. Fun fact, in most people's dreams, hands appear like blobs because our brain struggles to remember what they look like. So that's why I see such hyper-realistic hands from every direction in complete anatomic correctness in my dreams. As if I'm that good. But yeah. Maybe even brushes that could be used in different ways. I generally just use like 2 brushes though. Environment, throwing water and sand glass. That is tricky. That is a bit tricky. I like drawing crystals. Yeah, I get it. Like, there's so many things to teach. The thing is, like I told you, I'm eager to learn and answer questions about things that I know and share my own experience. The disclaimer is always going to be that this is my own experience, and if I don't really know the theory behind it, I gladly share how I would do it, but I don't want it to be like something that you completely base your knowledge off of. I would love different ways of how to draw light refraction. Yeah, that was a tricky one. Ooh, yeah. I can show some basic ones with crystals and potion bottles. Maybe you can do potion bottles. I like drawing props. like bottles of potions and stuff. That'd be cool. I feel like a alchemy time. Yeah. I feel like things like D&D props. Yeah. Potion bottles, like swords and shields and stuff like that. That is a very good that's a very good start of prop making, although swords are already reflective. But maybe we could do some containers. Maybe we could do some potion bottles. Potion bottles is very on point, isn't it? I feel like potion bottles is a very good way to get started in prop drawing. So yeah, I wouldn't mind like sharing a little bit of how to draw potions, how to build a basic potion, and then we can just get really crazy with the bottles. Yeah. We can do that. All right. So next teaching art session will be about potions. Yeah, and light refraction is I kind of see it quite simple with when it comes to potions, but I can show you how the light refraction will affect the shadows, because with crystals and potions you kind of want to have it cast shadow, but then also consider that it's slightly translucent or there's some light that comes through it. Hootsu, the tutorial was very informational. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. I don't really know why I've been doubting myself into can I actually really teach, but I guess it's because I just don't want to add to the misinformation or the all the tutorials that exist that just kind of feel like they are not really well thought through. But yeah, there are many ways to draw, but this one is mine. And I would like to share it with you. It's also fun if you don't know everything, you still know a lot. Oh, I guess that's true. I haven't thought about that. I try to, like I said, I try to sneak that into with the Q&A streams. But yeah, we'll make it more focused. Yeah. But yeah, I'll wrap up the I'll be sure to save this. Oh gosh, I haven't saved. Oh my gosh. No one touch anything. Miri, stay away from that big red button. CL, don't touch the lever. Supernova, just stay seated. Milana, don't. Joy, no, not even the fork over there. No one touch anything. I see you moving. No, stop. Nothing. What about the touching? What about the sparkling levitating crystal? Which? Wait. What? Which sparkling levitating? Ah! But it's right there. Okay. Well, what are we touching? We're not touching anything, Nie. Stop. Stay seated. Hand slightly reaches out. I mean, if we're gonna touch, no, please don't. Totally reaching up right now. Ciel, don't. Don't. Where did my teacup go? What the heck? It wasn't sudden scuff. That was. All right. Thank you, everybody. Let's see if we can send you over to someone. We can go push buttons elsewhere. Who stole the teacup? I have no idea. Jeez. Must have been evil. Yeah, probably, you know. I wish I had a setting where I could do the or I could do like cartoony thing. Everything goes dark and then it's just like hovering eyes. Like, you know, my eyes and the Plumie's eyes. Like, I told you not to push something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's send you over. How about some more art stream? Yeah, yeah. We're gonna wrap up stream. How about? We are. You have. I see an art stream happening, which I can send you over to. It's Sai Sao Tome from the Perfor group that is drawing viewers for free, so you can continue having some you can continue seeing some art. Mission shenanigans succeeded. We'll get him next time again. Dang it. We are raiding now. Thank you for the lesson. All right, hello Chubby. No problem, no problem. Thank you for today. Let's go see. Let's go get some more art. Yeah, I'll make the. I'll fix up the light and shading chart. I'll put it up. The cheat sheet. Man, I cannot say words right now. The cheat sheet. Swedish debuff. Hoot hoot. Hello, Charlie. Thanks for joining the Plumies. Welcome, welcome. Wait, I don't think we can raid. I don't think you can raid. Oh. No, it's all right. Okay. Ooh. Gosh. All right. Anyway, give us a little hoot hoot. We got it. It's all good. They're drawing viewers for free, so it's a sketching stream. Go enjoy. Give a little hoot hoot. And no manual. No, we'll do it. It's all right. Let me get the emotes we actually can use. Hoot hoot. Noble Owl. We gotta introduce ourselves with this too. Noble Owl and Plumie's rating. There you go. Owl is a Plumie like us. Yeah, this is you guys are your own Plumies. This one is the reference Plumie. All right, join me in raiding Sao Tomesai and enjoy some more art. But for now, take care, everybody. See you tomorrow for some Batsu Tetris. If you have any one-liners you wanna submit to the Batsu, send them to the Plumods, and I'll gather them this evening and tomorrow. But other than that, we'll yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. No more art this week. No more art this week. More art next week, though. Take care, everybody. Hootsu, hootsu, hoot evening, hoot bye, bye bye. Stay lovely, Plumies. I'll see you again real soon. Bye, bye bye, bye 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 bye. Also, good afternoon.